Y'all remember that song? Let me clear my throat. Dun, 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 dun. It's like, let me clear my. I'm not sure why y'all put up with my foolery. Listen. I appreciate you though. I appreciate you coming back every single time to put up with the foolishness. Hey y'all, it's Ashley Bookishrealm. Welcome back if you've already been here. Welcome if you're new. So, as you can see from the title of this video, we're here to do kind of like a miniature around the world, reading the world check-in. So if you've never been here before, last year I kind of made this goal to read a book from all over the world, just to broaden my horizons, deep dive into some stuff that I've never experienced before. And I've made it this really extensive project. I already knocked one out the way. I will leave that video up in the card symbol above for you to definitely check out. And then I got this amazing opportunity. So I was contacted by this amazing company, PETA Comics. If you've never heard of them, I'm going to make sure that I leave all of the relevant information down below. So they are based out of Nigeria, and y'all know me. I'm a huge comic, graphic novel, manga reader. Like, love these mediums. They're absolutely amazing. And I know a couple of you are probably thinking like, don't you have a graphic novel and comic channel? Why didn't you do it over there? Because I think it works better in terms of putting it in the realm of this project, this reading from different parts of the globe. And like I said, so PETA Comics is housed out of Nigeria, and they create these amazing projects, y'all. I am loving seeing so many different groups come up with their own comic book graphic novel companies and producing their own works, because the industry is the industry, and it is, we know how the industry operates, right? Yeah, we know how the industry operates. And this specific company is focused on telling African-based fantasy stories. And these are stories that are important. These are stories that need to be told. These are stories that need to reach all corners of the globe. And so I was very excited to hear from them that they had reached out and that they were willing to send me some stuff to check out. So I'm going to talk a little bit about a work that they sent me that really correlates with the Around the World Challenge. So if you're looking for more things to check out, this is it. This is a good place to start. All right, so the graphic novel that they ended up sending me was Chayoma, Curse of the Gengura, and y'all, y'all know I'm a hard critic, right? I'm a very hard critic. This was fantastic. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the graphic novel itself, and then I'm going to go into a couple of things that I really enjoyed about it. So Chayoma, Curse of the Gengura is about this main character named Chayoma. She has basically been groomed and brought up by the Gengura to tackle, defeat, kill all of their enemies. That's all that she knows is kill, 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 kill. Now, I'm not gonna go into any spoilers here because I want you to check this out on your own. But there's a situation that happens that kind of alters her perspective on the reality of what is really going on behind the Gengura. And so when she's enlightened and she's exposed a little bit more, we get to see her journey to taking a different path. And there are some other outside factors going on here, a lot of fantastical elements. There is a hefty character list, but for those of you who are worried about a character list, I would not be concerned about that, because one thing that really stood out to me that I absolutely loved, not only did it have a map. We love a good map. I know how the girlies are with maps, but it also has this pretty extensive character list. So if there's any, like, ever a point where you're confused about who is who, or you're trying to make sure that you keep characters in line, they do have a character guide, which more people need to start doing things like that, okay? All right, character guides, nothing but good things for us readers. So there are a lot of things that I liked about this graphic novel. One being, it's a strong female lead here, okay? All right, I love to see that in any graphic novel that I read. I like the essence of someone being conditioned to believe that they're one person when really that's not their true destiny. And so in the creation of this graphic novel, I think we do get to see such an evolution of her character. And this is not the complete evolution of her character. I feel like with these first 3 parts of this story, we are simply just scratching the surface. So we are getting the opportunity to see her be really, it almost felt brainwashing to me in a sense, because she's conditioned from a young age to think a certain way, to move a certain way, and she's rewarded for being essentially this killing machine. And so eventually all of that, when she's sent on this specific mission, first of all, because the person that's over her is just piece of work. I mean, complete and total piece of work. Did not like her as a character, but she's kind of like that catalyst for that change. She sends her on this mission, and Chayoma knows like something about it is not right. And it takes her going on this mission to realize the path that she's on is not her actual destiny. For some reason, whenever I'm reading graphic novels, I really like that. I don't even want to call it a trope, but I like that element when we get to see a character kind of slowly do a 180, when they've been taught to believe that they're this one person, this is who you are, this is your destiny, and in reality it's like, no, actually it's not. Because then what ends up happening is that this character gets broken down, and then it's up to the artists and the writers to build this character back up and reconstruct them in a way that makes them this amazing, mind-blowing individual. What I loved about this is that we get to see bits and pieces of that. This is not, in my opinion, I don't believe this is her full evolution, but I think that we are getting the opportunity at some point to see that evolution happen. I also like that there were other things going on. So what is happening in this graphic novel specifically is this complex world. And in fantasy, you know, that's a huge thing. But specifically in graphic novels, I think it always makes the story more robust. Graphic novels are not an easy thing to write. I always say that. I will continue to say that, because you have less text and space to really tell the story, and your text and your art have to coincide in order to give the reader this full-blown experience. And so we're not only getting her experience, but all of the other pockets of individuals that are around her. Now, don't get me wrong, she's still very much so the center of the story, the core of the story, and she's so cool. She's so cool to the point that everybody wants her dead. She's powerful. She's so powerful and strong and just amazing that people cannot figure her out. And so we get to see like how her evolution is also impacting the people around her. But there's also some like very much so fantastical and spiritual and otherworldly things that are happening between these different pockets of communities that are impacting each other. And if you're a big fan of any type of story that is like a lot of politics involved, if there's one thing I've learned about myself when it comes to fantasy, whether it is a graphic novel or prose, I love a good political situation. Because honey, at that point, ain't nobody finna be trusted. Nobody can be trusted. You can't trust not a single soul, because everybody appears to be something that they're really not. And when you have kings and priestesses and gods and goddesses and elite military involved, it's so messy. Like, there were a couple panels in here where some characters made some decisions and I was like, ooh child, that was messy. And there was a couple characters who did not see things happening the way that they happen. And I think that this story definitely ends on a cliffhanger. So, you know, Peter, when y'all watch this, listen, I'm telling y'all, I'm ready for volume 2. I am not gonna even lie to y'all. I'm ready for volume 2. Because when I got to the end, and I love this about a graphic novel, a good graphic novel will do this to you. When I got to the end of this story, y'all, literally when I got to the end, I was like, wait. When I started seeing, like, whenever you get to the end of graphic novel, you'll see like the artwork. You get to see these full art spreads, and I was like, wait, where's the rest of the story? I was so immersed, and I was like, wait, that's it? Where's the rest? So I say all that to say they are having a Kickstarter for volume 2. They're having a Kickstarter for volume 2. I'm going to say that one more time. They're having a Kickstarter for volume 2. And so I think that you all should check it out. Because this is not only beautiful storytelling. Y'all know this is my biggest thing because it's an art-based medium. The artwork in this is fantastic. The artwork in this is beautiful. I mean, down to the text placement, which is a huge thing for me. Down to the text placement, the lining, the inking. It's gorgeous. And the fight scenes were done in a crisp way. I'm very, very critical of fight scenes in any art-based form that I'm reading. I'm very critical of fight scenes because it's easy for the fight scenes to come across as chaotic, as not well developed, and it can confuse a reader. It can make it difficult to follow the narrative. But they're violent, which is right up my alley too. But they were clean and crisp, and I really, really enjoy this, y'all. Like, just full panels of just beautiful artwork, very distinguishing characteristics amongst all of the characters, so it wasn't confusing to follow like who was who. And then looking at those full art spreads at the end, this team, y'all, and I don't just say this to say this, like, this team did an amazing job on this. They really did. Every element that I look for, I was finding it in this. And these are stories that need to be told. The whole point of me even doing my around the world reading project and even doing like this kind of 1.5 check-in is to expose myself and to expose y'all to stories that deserve more space, that deserve more spotlight. And this is definitely one of them, because it's nice to see a whole company. This is not just like a one volume situation. I went and perused their website, and it was just like, it was, oh my goodness, y'all. It's so intense in a good way. It's just nice to see a company like focusing in on telling these stories that need to be told, telling stories straight from the continent of Africa that need to be told, these graphic novels that give us kind of a glimpse into what these creators are doing and the stories that have inspired them to create the piece of art that I'm holding in my hands. I really enjoyed this. Like, really enjoyed this. I mean, y'all, I don't want to show y'all too much because I don't want to spoil anything. I really don't. I don't want to spoil not a thing. I think that, you know, even specifically in this one, we get so much. Demigods are like a huge thing. I love the idea of demigods. Y'all know me. Y'all, listen. I love the idea of demigods. We're getting that in this. Where, you know, this is a fantastical, medieval, fantastical story, but it also pays homage to the culturally rich Qatari kingdoms of East Africa, which is also known as the Great Lakes region. And I feel like there's so much to be gained from reading these stories. Like, it prompts you to want to learn more, to do more research, to think about where the inspiration for, you know, their stories are coming from, specifically in Chayoma. Like, it's just an amazing work of art. And so, as I said before, miniature check-in here. It's great. I'm excited for volume 2. When this video comes out, the Kickstarter will be dropping. Check this out, y'all. Please check this out. And then on top of that, check out their Kickstarter. Like, definitely, like, if you love graphic novels, if you're interested in graphic novels and you're looking for a place to start where, you know, we're not reading everything that we typically read on BookTube, this is an amazing place to start. So I will make sure that I leave all of their relevant information down in the description box below. That's going to include all of their social media stuff. Definitely check out their website. I spent like half an hour just on their website. That's no cap. Half an hour just on their website. Okay, after I read this, I was like, oh, I just need to check out more. Like, I just need to check out more. Check out their website, all of their social media, and then definitely check out that Kickstarter campaign, which I will link in the description box below. Thank you so much, Shapita, for sponsoring this video, and thank you so much for even considering me. Like seriously, genuinely, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Y'all, as always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content from me, click the subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications. And if you're looking for ways to support this channel or follow me on social media, all the links will be down in the description box below, and I'll be back with another video soon.
I'm on my own, broken and alone. I feel the rain crashing down all